Okay, so now I want to talk to you about what I call the video paradox, or how do I make a living in video, or how come I can't make a living in video. Here's the problem. I shoot video all the time. I got my own YouTube channel. I'm on Instagram. I got thousands of followers. I got thousands of likes, and I'm not making a dime. The problem is we live in a world of two separate currencies. The internet, Facebook currency of likes, and the real world of money, like this. This is not a like, right? And here's the problem. You can't pay the rent with likes. You can't pay for dinner with likes. Likes are worthless. Sorry to say, that's a real shock to everybody. Likes do not mean a thing. Followers do not mean a thing. The skill of making video, if you can't make money out of it, it's a hobby. It's a fun hobby, it's a nice hobby, but it's just a hobby. So the question is, how do I make a living out of video? And this is the dichotomy part, and here's the dichotomy. It used to be, not so many years ago, that people could make a lot of money out of video. The reason they could make a lot of money out of video was not many people were making video. I mean, you had a few guys who had professional production companies. Most people who made video worked for NBC or CBS. They got paid big salaries. I was a producer for CBS Sunday Morning with Charlie Kuralt. I was 30 years old. I was making $100,000 a year, which was big money in those days. I never held a camera. I never shot anything. I was a producer. Whatever the hell that means. But in those days, there was a lot of money in the television business because almost nobody could do it. And for people who did make video, well, my old man had a home video camera, you know, it had like a VHS tape, and he took it out for birthdays and trips. And since there was no editing, you'd sit and you'd go, let's watch the video of our trip to the Grand Canyon. It was like, all raw footage and all over the place and a mess. But if you could make video in those days, you could make a fortune as a cameraman or a DP or a cinematographer, whatever you want to call it, because there was nobody else. Well, those days are over, pal. I mean, everybody who's got a smartphone has a camera that shoots 4K and edits, and there's tons of video. And if you don't believe me, just go to YouTube, where people are uploading 400 hours of video every minute. Now, that is a lot of video. It's so much video, in fact, that it would take NBC 30,000 years to produce as much video as YouTube puts out in a year. And that's just not YouTube, because you got Facebook, you got Instagram, you got Snapchat, you got Twitter. They're all doing video all the time. So the world is awash in video. Everybody and their brother and their sister is making video all the time, and you wonder, how come I can't make a living with my video? The reason you can't make a living is it's free. Everybody's making video, so who in their right mind is going to pay for yours? That's the dichotomy. You get, suddenly video becomes liberated, and then suddenly it's not worth anything. And now you say to yourself, I understand, I got this skill, I can shoot, I can edit, I can make great stories, I got my own show on the Facebook, but I'm not making a dime. What do I do now, Michael? What do I do now? Here's the answer, all right? It's going to take a little minute to explain this. The same exact thing happened in the world of print 500 years ago. Before the printing press came along, writing books and publishing was really expensive and complicated, just like making TV was in 1952. And so scribes and monks got paid a lot of money because they knew how to write and nobody else did. And therefore, whatever they wrote, they got paid for. And then suddenly the printing press came along, and everybody and their brother and sister, probably not sister in those days, was suddenly printing books, and the world was awash in print, and a lot of people are printing stuff, and most people there didn't make a living, but some did. A whole new class of people was invented, of writers, which never existed before, and publishers, and book agents, thank you, Gary Krebs. And so those people began to make money. There's a new industry that arose, and the same thing is going to happen in video. Every magazine, every TV show, every cable show, every newspaper, every business needs video, but what they need is quality video, like quality writing. The people who wrote and could write compelling stories that everybody wanted to read, they made a lot of money. That was a career. That's how they made a living. And whether it was from Charles Dickens, who made a lot of money out of it, all the way up to the late, great Philip Roth, who made a lot of money out of it, those people made money as writers. Today, you can make money as a video content creator, but it's not about what app you use. Nobody cares what app you use. Nobody asks what pencil Charles Dickens wrote with. Nobody gives a crap for the app. What they're interested in is great stories. Character, arc of story, great content, great writing, great shooting, great storytelling. If you can take your phone and you can create great stories, whether it's about homeless people or refugees or about why this hamburger is better than that hamburger, or what's great in this restaurant. If you can do that with video and create great stories, there's a limitless market for great content. It's not about the app. It's not about whether you shoot with a phone or a camera. Nobody gives a crap. It's about great video content. And that is what I can teach you to do. So hang out, sign up for thevj.com, and for crying out loud, learn how to make quality, because that's what it's all about. I'll see you later.